Olaf Friends. It says it's still connecting. So, when it says it's still connecting, sometimes it really is still connecting. And then sometimes I'm live. It really just depends on the internet gods and the Substack goddesses as to where we're at. This is day 20 of my 100-day project, and it's Saturday. Mercury's in retrograde. I did it all a bath. I didn't sleep very well last night. I had a really hard time falling asleep, and then I slept really kind of fitfully. So I woke up this morning and was like, I'm just going to be really gentle with myself today and allow what wants to come through. And in the middle of my morning writing, magicking ritual that I do pretty much every morning, June came pattering in with her little patas. You could hear her little feet on the hardwood floor. And she came with offerings of tacos in her mouth, and not real tacos. She's got like a little stuffed taco. And typically when she brings offerings, she wants something. And I kind of knew that what she wanted was to go outside and go for a walk because it's really beautiful today. Yesterday was so hot. It was 93 degrees. Today it's like a really windy, I don't know, like 80 something maybe. Super, super great weather. So I was like, you know what? Let's go for a walk. I was like, I don't really do morning walk. That's not true. I do morning walks, but often if I'm in the middle of like writing or doing my ritual, I won't. But I was like, you know what? We're going to break up the pattern. Let's go for a walk. And we went for a walk, and it was windy in the sun, and it just felt so, so good. And I came back to my writing desk, did some writing, and then all of a sudden another little thing popped up, like this little inkling, what I call like light rabbits, this idea, this creative impulse, if you will. And it's around C.S. Lewis and the Chronicles of Narnia. And, I read those books in, was it like grade school, middle school? I'm not too sure how old. I'm really bad at ages. But the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe has like been spinning in my orbit for a while. My wife and I, well, my wife really just bought a wardrobe, like an actual, like, I wouldn't say ancient, but it's I don't know, maybe it is, but an older, like vintage is probably the right word. Vintage wardrobe that like opens up, has a mirror, and it immediately made me think of that book. And that was like, I don't know, months ago. And then today I was pulling a guide for my Mercury retrograde and this self study that I'm currently on, which is like using my words as service, like using my words as a spell for service. And I pulled the Emperor. And in one of the books that I keep by my desk about tarot and creativity, it's this book, The Creative Tarot by Jessa Crispin. And I really love it because whenever I'm needing like a creative place to start, or just like a creative input into like what a tarot card could mean in relationship to just specifically creativity, I just absolutely love the way that she her view and perspective on tarot. And in this and so the card that I pulled for my guide during Mercury retrograde through my ninth house, Aries, ninth house, yes, was the Emperor, which is really interesting. And when I opened up the book to read, because sometimes when things are interesting, I like to get different perspectives because that's how we learn and grow. And lo and behold, the person in which she mentions as someone we can all think about as the Emperor is C.S. Lewis, and how he planned out all 7 books of the Chronicles of Narnia, right? Like he didn't just go in and start writing. Like he literally mapped out what everything was going to look like. And I'm curious if George Martin did that for Game of Thrones, or if he's just kind of like tossing it to the wind. I'm just super curious because like I'm still waiting for the last book, because that last season of Game of Thrones that the other writers did was just like, I was really pissed off what they did to Dany. Anyways, I digress. And here was again the Chronicles of Narnia. And for me, anytime there's a repetition, anytime I get like an inkling of an idea, or I get like this light rabbit, this impulse, I know that typically on the other side of it, there's something for me to learn or use and grow from, because I've been following my light rabbits pretty much my whole entire life. And so today I was like, you know what? I am going to reread The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. There's a reason, and I could watch the movie, and I probably will watch the movie, but I'm a book girly girl before I watch the movie, because I like to know what like the author and the writer, like their intention behind it, because movies are a kind of soft interpretation of the book, in my opinion, and never as good as the book, which I think we all agree on. But it got me thinking about those creative impulses and following those little light rabbits, those things that lead us down rabbit holes. It can be an idea, it could be a word, it could be a sentence, it could be an author, it could be really anything that just kind of like you feel it like a ping, it really just like wants to like pop into your life. And yeah, I was thinking about that and wanted to share a little bit about the current light rabbit I'm chasing, which is the Chronicles of Narnia, and reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is something. So I don't own any of those books. I really kind of thought I bought them, but I didn't. So there's a local bookshop here in Dripping Springs. So I was going to take June and I on a drive, since she's in this whole like offerings to go outside. So it's like, it's a really nice drive. It's about, I don't know, about 15, 20 minutes outside of here, and taking her for a ride to follow the light rabbit of reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So that's going to be my Saturday. I don't know what y'all have planned, but whatever it is, I hope that it's relaxing and full of energizing sparks and things that ignite your soul to create all the things you're meant to create. Okay, I love y'all so much. I'll see you tomorrow in La Cache.